In this week's video, I am going to be showing you exactly how I made $6,000 trading GBPUSD in just one trade. Hey guys, it's Mads the Trader. I am back with another analysis video, but this time breaking down exact trades that I took and did make money on. So, GBPUSD, you know that is my pair. We have been through it together. We've been through it together. This pair pays my bills. And yeah, I love me some GBPUSD. So, the trade that I took, so the trade that I ended up making, let me take that off. The trade that I ended up making $6,000 on was pretty much this drop here. So I was actually in a buy. So was it Thursday? Yes, on Thursday, I actually ended up getting in a buy, I believe, on, what day did I get in the buy? On Tuesday. So I got stopped out of a buy on Tuesday. So I was trying, no, it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. So I was trying to get into a trade around here. So I could see, you know, we've made like somewhat of a wonky inverse head and shoulder formation. Price has come up. It's come back down, retested as a retracement, and then we've pushed up. So I'm thinking, okay, not really ideal. Didn't really want price to continue pushing from here. But we trade what we see and not what we think. So I was like, okay, cool. We've had this, and then we've had that, and then I could see, right, we've broken above that level, and we're now like, we're trying to retest. So where would that have been? That would have been here. So here. So I got into the buy. As you can see, I did get into a little bit of profit, but then price came with a bearish engulfing. It came back up for the retest before dropping. So I just kind of left price alone for a little bit, and then I saw this candle here. So this candle here for me was like, right, we can get in this. So that bearish engulfing that we can see there, that was confirmation for me to say, right, price is definitely going back down. And I had my target for where price was going to go. So I saw that, and then I awaited a little retracement. Well, I would have had to, because that was in the middle of the night. Woke up, saw this, awaited this retracement that we had, I think it was around 7. Because I was in from quite early in the morning. So yeah, around 7:30. And I know this here did catch some people out, and people were getting into buys here, which it kind of looks primed to do so. It was only because I have so much experience in the markets that I could even see what was going to happen. This was not my strategy at all. This was complete discretion, and completely because I have seen this happen before, and particularly on GBPUSD, which is why it's really important to have your pair, because every pair moves differently. So if you have one pair that you learn, understand their cycles, understand how it moves, that will take away a whole lot of pressure. So because I have seen this before, so I can clearly see price is trying to push here above like this kind of last little level of resistance. So price is pushing, and this is going to pull in buyers because price has pushed above what was the last higher low. Higher low? Higher high. This was the last, no, lower high. This was the last lower high. When you've been doing this for so long, guys, the terms you just see and you do. The terms kind of lose me. But I am working on my course, which is why I am like, right, I do know what that is. So the last lower high has been broken above. So for a lot of people, that's going to say, right, trend change. We're going to push back up. Because overall, the trend is bullish. We are just having a bearish retracement. But I knew, I've seen this before, I know what's going to happen. We've broken below that last level of support. We've got fib levels down here. I could just see it as clear as day what was happening. So I took a short. My stop loss was just above the wick, and boom. Literally, it was the easiest trade I've taken in ages. So I took 40 pips from that trade. Where are we? So I got in at 1.36230. So I got in, where was I? I got in around here. And then I closed at 35822. So that would have been around here. So as you can see, I could have held for a lot longer. I could have held price for a lot longer, but a 1 to 4 trade, I'm happy. I will take that. So I took my 40 pips because I knew that we had some fibs down here. So what I was looking at, if I go to the 4 hours so we can see what we're looking at. What I was looking for was a retracement back down to retest this level that was broken. So as I mentioned last week, we had this inverse head and shoulder formation with a fake out, which rudely took me out. I think I did explain that this could be obviously due to government shutdown, just the way the market is. Sometimes we just have to accept that this is the way the market is. But it did fake out and then completely push to the upside. So we knew I was looking for a retracement. So what I was looking for originally was something like this. So from the right shoulder up to the new high. But then when I adjusted it to here, so I'm ignoring the fact that we had this little fake out here. I'm ignoring that. All I want to see was where it was supposed to retrace from. This was the 78.6% and it has come through. So I drew it from there. So my A to my B, and then it came perfectly and tapped my magic fib level, which you have to be in my community to find out what that is. But it hit my magic fib level and pushed up. So I could see what price was doing here. And why did I start talking about that part? I don't know. I'm going to have to call it out, aren't I? That's why, because I thought that was why I closed. So I closed this trade because I could see that we were coming to my fib levels. So where did I close? At 820 something. So I closed it up here because I could see, if I adjust my fib back to where I originally had it. So I originally had my fib from the right shoulder. So I could see that by the time we got to that 35820 level, that we were sat on that 61.8%. So I was like, right, I'm going to get out because price could push up from here. I would like it to push further down because we don't need to, but there is a lot of liquidity here that I would like to be retested. So I closed that trade and then awaited the next setup. But I actually took that trade on 2 accounts. So on my 200k account with Alpha Capital, I made 2%, so $4,000. And then on my GOAT funded account 100k, I made 2, so 2%. So that is how I made $6,000 in one trade. And I always think, guys, it's important to have multiple accounts and have certain accounts that you take lower risk and certain accounts that you have for like those impulsive trades that you want to take it. It's gonna irritate if you don't take it and it comes through, but it's not really your strategy, but you're using a little bit of discretion, but you also like, I don't know, you need an account where you can just place trades and not really think about it. Because for me, I'm very impulsive and I would rather take a trade and it not go in my direction than miss a trade. So if I have an account that I'm like, right, I don't really care what happens, I can place that trade on that account, if that makes sense. But then I also have my GOAT funded account. That is my like A-star only account. That is my absolute top tier discretion, my strategy to a T. And then I also have an account with Alpha Capital, which is like, this is my normal account. So this is how I'm just going to trade. This is my strategy mixed with a little bit of discretion. But the GOAT account, that account, I trade like my holy grail. Like, that is the one that pays me every single month without fail. So having these different accounts really does help. And it also means that I can make more money because I have multiple accounts. I can trade multiple accounts. It just makes sense. I don't copy trade because I tried to do that once and that really messed with my psychology. So I would rather just take manual trades on all of my accounts. So that is the short, and I will now break down the long that I took on Friday. I'm really kicking myself that I didn't hold it on Friday over the weekend, but I just don't like holding trades over the weekend anymore. But it is really annoying because this is coming through perfectly. So I'm going to get a fib again, and originally, like I said, I did have it drawn from here, but as you can see, price has started pushing and it hasn't hit any of my fib levels. So if I pull my fib down to where that 78.6% would have been, so if you go back to last week's video, you'll see that 78.6 was here. We faked out, but then it did exactly what it should have done anyway. So what I did, I drew it from where the 78.6% was, because technically that is the latest overall fib. This was just like for the moment fib. And price actually did tap perfectly into my secret fib level. So the only way you can get this level is if you are in my community. There's actually 2 levels that I don't give away publicly anymore. Only in my community can you find these levels, and it is literally £45 a month, guys. Like, there's no excuse to not join. And yeah, price hit it absolutely perfectly, and price has not pulled back since. So it actually hit my level. It hit my level, I think, during the night. Yeah, so during the night, and then I woke up and price was around here. So I'm like, okay, I can see that we have this little resistance area here that we have closed well above. So this isn't a situation where this part here was faking people out, because this was very wicky on the lower time frames. This here that's lovely. That's lovely for me. Paired with the fact that we have this somewhat of a morning star formation. We've got 1, 2, and 3. So I would class that as a morning formation. So we've got this morning formation. But then what I was interested in was this little pullback here. So we've pulled back to here. And then we've kind of almost tapped that little resistance area. But then we've completely pushed up again. So I'm like, okay, price has rejected. We are rejecting that area. Price is now either going to push up and retrace from there to make another low, or we are about to make a new leg higher overall. My preferred bias was overall new high, because we've hit my fib level. We've also got resistance to the left. Price has broken above this little resistance area here on the hourly, and this just looks like a great trade for me. So I got in here and I traded it up until, where were we? I think I ended up closing here. So my target was here, because I could see that we had a little bit of resistance there. We've also got this rejection here. So my target was around here, but I did close early. I think it was around here, because I could see price starting to reject. I could see that we had like a little wedge formation forming on the lower time frame. So I just made the decision to get out. And then this morning, again, I got into another long, because I could see that we've gapped on market open. And I used to trade gaps really heavily. So seeing this, I'm like, okay, we've gapped down. My mind automatically goes to, okay, price is going to push down for the week. But price gapped down, filled the gap, and then pushed back down again. So for me, I'm like, okay, price has pushed back down and it's rejected it again. So I like the look of longs here. I did get in a little bit early this morning, so I got stopped out, really annoyingly. It literally stopped me out. My stop loss was at 135,900. As you can see, it literally whipped me out and then flew to the moon. But I did manage to get back in around here when I could see price was kind of retesting, because I could just, again, discretion. I've seen this happen before. I know what's happening. So I did manage to get back in and caught that, and that was another 4K trade on one account. My phone's just died, otherwise I would show you. I don't know why it's not charging, by the way. It's not. It says it's charging, but it's been on charge this whole time. I don't know what's going on. This is ADHD because now I've lost my train of thought. And usually I would edit this out, but I'll keep it in so you guys can see what goes on in my brain. Yes, that was it. So 4K on my Alpha account and then 2K on my Go account. So yeah, price is finally price actioning again, because I feel like January was just so bad. December wasn't too bad. I got 2 payouts in December, but January was just such a dry month for price action. I feel like the only people who were making money in January were gold traders, and I really hate to be that person, but you lot are fully fledged gamblers at this point. Hate me if you want, I don't really care. But yeah, so GU, I am looking for that to make new highs. We have hit a fib level. However, I am holding faith on this trade. I do really like the balls for this trade. So let's see what happens. We're gonna have to see. I'm out for the day now. I'm about to do the school run, so I don't trade around the school run anymore, because every time I do, I don't know, there's just something about 3 p.m. There is just something about 3 p.m. As soon as that 3 p.m. candle hits, price just says, whoa. So I just don't like it. It gives me anxiety, and I just don't like it. And it takes me away from being present with my kids, because I'm stressing about a trade, I'm watching a trade, and I'm just trying to be very mindful lately, because I have just come out of a 10-year depression. So trying to be cool, calm and collected, while also doing all of the things that I usually do, but doing them from more of a mindful stance. And that has really, really helped me. So yes, guys, that is how I made £6,000 last Thursday, and also how I made £6,000 today. One from a short and one from a long. And if I decided that I don't want to trade for the rest of the month, then I can do that, because I've made enough money to live for the month plus more. And this is the beauty of trading, guys. January, I made no money, but then first and second week of February, I've already made £8,000. So it's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes, guys. And this is why it's so important to stay on top of your mental health, on top of your psychology, your personal development, and all of that good stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I hope you have learned something. Please do join my community if you want to learn a lot more in depth. We have Katie is doing a course at the moment on indices, because she has made the switch from trading Forex to US 30. So she's going to give a course talking about all of that, all of the different terminology, because it's the same in charts, but the terminology and the way that you trade it is a little bit different. And I'm also doing a full Forex course, like full, from literally absolute basics, the things that you probably will never need to know for the rest of your journey, but I think you should be aware of, to the absolute technical stuff you can think of in terms of price action. Like we're not using any indicators, unless people want to call Fibonacci an indicator, whatever. No indicators, nothing crazy on our charts, just pure beautiful price action. Like beautiful. And also weekly webinars, a community of great people. We're going to do events soon, and of course the chance to come on our podcast as well. So yes, guys, thank you for watching. If you have made it this far, big up you. And yeah, make sure you come back next week for another breakdown.